the counter, commuting to the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a home and a job that pays. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
You look like a child. Well, thank you very much, Arthur. I've been very lucky down here. Feeling better than I did up north.
Collars itching, face is twitching, another cup of joe and I'm fine. Come 5, I can burn a fresh time, lifting up the burdens, putting weight on my mind. Bet if I didn't chase that and embrace distractions, master my lack of faith and break through. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive. I'm holding out as I fight. I feel my colors wash away. Been finding my ground in the light of the hours I can't claim. 'Cause in time I restore my complexion and find that I left my distractions behind. In the meantime, I'll blindfold my pride and keep hold of my time like it's gold. Faded from color, reaching to find when I wonder how. Saying it'll all be fine, while you sit around and waste your time. Faded from color, stuck in the backseat and told to drive.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. 'Cause I got no problems. have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems.
undefeatable, I'm invincible, unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, we all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood, in my DNA. It's destiny, it's fate. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible. Unbreakable, unbeatable, undefeatable, I'm invincible. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Safety nets are overrated, yeah. If you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation, yeah. There's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground. So I can start to run. I don't wanna be tired, moving so bad. won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Take me back to you. Shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Back to you.
You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road. Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a cold one. Never gonna settle for none, stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now, I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night, my old life, they stay. I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road. I'm headed to LA.
Miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb, tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down. I pack my suitcase, headed out the door, I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home, a couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the ESL Challenger League, where we are about to dive into the action for a match between Zero Tenacity and Rush B. I'm Darth Mike. This is Alan Hender, and we're going to be bringing you all the action today, talking you through this game. Alan, how are you doing today?
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. We're excited to see some players I guess we've watched less of previously. I mean, I've watched a little bit of Zero Tenacity, but of Rush B, I think I covered one of their games last year. But having said that, we've got lots to learn, and what's needless to say, Mike, is that every time we cover one of these teams, there's always a player. There's always a player. I mean, it was Tania probably last year, who now is playing fantastic Counter-Strike. Who will it be this year? Maybe they're on Rush B.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're on Rush B. Maybe they're on Zero Tenacity. It is, just a facet of our new world order in Counter-Strike, the youth movement, that it feels like every time a 17-year-old you've never seen play before hops into the server, they're going to be the next greatest thing to hit Counter-Strike. So it's an exciting prospect indeed. Taking a look at the standings on this season so far, we can see where we're at. Zero Tenacity sitting well, tied for first. Haven't gotten too many games here, but it's nice parity so far. And Rush B, meanwhile, in trouble You need to get some dubs on the board, otherwise they could find themselves out of contention in this group.
That said, with these sort of standings, it can fluctuate so fast. I mean, just a one win here, we'll put them on equal terms. Obviously, towards the end of the group stage, we'll see how it all shakes out. But yeah, you got to assume Bait's going to win the group. But after that, it is a free-for-all. And yeah, to beat Spirit Academy, you need to overcome some pretty feisty individuals. So every game matters. And
You're saying sure thing about Bait. Spirit Academy took them down, actually. But they've also suffered a loss to Zero Tenacity. So when we talk about the head-to-heads, things are always going to get interesting. And one of the head-to-heads we're going to be watching here is this young man against everybody else. I mentioned it earlier. When there's a 17-year-old you're not so familiar with, you better pay attention. Because Texie, we got to figure this out.
I don't know. I would... Yeah, I don't know. It could be an I, in which case it would just be Texie.
For the time being. Please correct us if we're wrong about that. 17-year-old kid on this Rush B squad. Highest rated player on this server for them over the last 3 months. And that's got to be an appetizing prospect.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, certainly of teams and players of this region, they've never had any shortage for talent. It's utterly ridiculous how they can just reach down into the masses and pull up star player individuals again and again. That said, we do like to see some nous, don't we? You know, running in guns blazing is all well and good, but it won't serve you come the the later stages of an event like this or moving into bigger events. We need to see a little bit more refinement. When we see players that are individually skilled and have a good brain to them, I mean, Result is kind of a player that comes to mind for me, then we know they're going to be good, don't we, moving forwards?
Yeah. It's usually a good indicator, for sure. It's the thing that really gets you excited beyond just mechanical ability. It is going to be a tough match for Rush B, though. We'll take a look at the video to see how they've done it. The Zero Tenacity team have been, well, the opposite of their name. They've been tenacious in sticking around and battling their way through the melee of European online Counter-Strike. What do we have here? We've got a Nuke pick, a train pick. All right, Alan, you're getting a train.
Yes, okay.
Inferno Decider, okay.
I'm excited. I will also say this is the first time I've seen or heard of Zero Tenacity not picking Anubis against anyone. They picked it. They played Anubis last year, Mike, 140 times. That's 140 minus off the player breaks. That's about a game every 2 days. Which might not sound that bad, but actually picture it, guys. You play Anubis one day, you take a break day. You play it the next day. You do that for a whole year. That's how much Anubis they were playing. So they must really like Train to pick it in this series. And it's also Rush B hate Anubis, so they must. I mean, I hope if Train's good in their map pool, suddenly this team is a very different conversation. Though if they have Train and Anubis, then you can't ban against these guys very easily.
No, it does make life difficult. They have been playing a lot of the Train since its introduction into the pool, and apart from a loss to Astralis in a 13-11 fashion, another team that's been liking the Train, they've had really good results on it, frankly. Taking down Nevermore and Iberian Soul into the breach. Sashi, rest in peace into the breach. To try to avoid putting your org up your owner's nose is generally the advice there. But Zero Tenacity, I mean, I'm excited, right? Because I think what we've seen, especially on LAN at a tier 1 level, is no one quite has Train figured out yet. And so you're seeing a lot of teams that pick into it actually being punished on it. But if I know one thing, it's that where you actually figure out a map usually doesn't happen at the tier 1 level. It happens in the grind of online Counter-Strike, where you get all of these reps in a short span of time. So 6 reps on Train in officials already this year. You know Zero Tenacity are cooking. And I'm very curious to see what kind of tricks they're going to be able to break out on that one.
I mean, you're absolutely right. In terms of how to default, how to play standard rounds, I assure you the top teams, just based mainly off old Train, are going to have a pretty good feel for it. But yeah, in terms of small executes, nades, boosts especially, be them glitched or actually legitimate in the game, they're going to come from this sort of level. And I'm telling you, Mike, a lot of the in-game leaders at this level are giga nerds for just going around a map and finding stuff.
We are going to be diving into that first map of play. So we're going to have to wait to see the Train. Nuke just started. And, I love it more if we started on train, but we'll just have to wait.
It's the appetizer. It's the appetizer before the main course. Tuck in a little bit later to something a bit, rusty, metal. Choo-choo sounding. Save that for the second course.
Gotta be honest, disappointed that the team named Rush B is not headed towards the ramp room. But on upper exec, it will be pressure on. Lots of clutches here. Flashbang's good, and look at this. They have just done a clean sweep of the upper site. I don't even know if Zero Tenacity pulled the trigger on any of their guns in that round because they got blinded up. They got mollied out. And, well, Shofo is going to actually get a little something going back the other way. Still a lot more work to do, but oh my goodness. These headshots are good. Clearing the expected angles. Very nervy. This should not be possible. Has to reload. This is getting real weird. Why are they fighting? Why are they fighting, Alan? They're giving him a chance. He doesn't have a kit. I don't think this one's going to be doable.
He does have a kit.
There's a kit. It's been found. Oh, going for the stick. A 1v5 clutch. Could it be? It is! Clutch pulled off. The ace. Not available, but the round stolen away. That is magic from Zero Tenacity.
Oh my lord. That take a pause. That's a disaster.
That even if Shofo didn't miss a single bullet,
yeah, it shouldn't have been possible.
It shouldn't be possible because there's no reason for them to have given him the fights. And they gave him the fights in a spectacular 1v1 manner. That is a disaster class.
I believe it was a 1-on-3, but he got all... It was only him taking real fights, so... I will subscribe to saying he found all 5 important things, so that was ridiculous. Well, 4 kills and the stick.
Absolute magic. Absolute magic. Now, it may be okay if you're a Rush B fan. They've just bulldozed their way in towards another site. Effective so far. That's a heck of a nade. Nemanja just going to be suffering for that. Bomb down and planted and stuck. Man disadvantage in the weaponry that they've got. I was going to say there's a world for the save, but a dive out into the rat hole from Simke gets the party started here on this retake. They're wary of a lobby lurk.
They're going to save. They're going to save.
Prudent choice.
Brute Monster's way off. Well, if this is going to be the start of the series, this is bonkers. Wow.
I said in the first round I was disappointed they didn't just hit the ramp rush, and then they heard me, I guess.
I guess so. What a bizarre start to this game. I'm still reeling from that pistol round. I'm surprised. Very few teams would have called a fast round after losing something like that. Normally too much bickering over what had happened. But,
I mean, that's the best way to reset, though. You say, okay, we bungled that one. Let's simplify. Hit B.
Or maybe they have a team chant of, what's our name?
There you go.
Pull back to that. It's always the answer, maybe.
When nothing else works, I feel like it is. Simke mollied out, wanted to get a little good aggressive in HUD. That's not going to be permitted. At least for the moment, it seems they'll sit behind smokes, expecting maybe a crunch to come their way. Knowing that there's limitations over on the Zero Tenacity side, seems we may be getting a slower round. And oh my goodness.
The madness has definitely not ended. The madness has not ceased just yet.
Come ramp now, Shofo says.
It is not a given that Rush B are going to rack up a lot of rounds now. They've won the force buy. What have we got then? So, one in from radio. A couple players out of Hut now, so... Rush B have ceded a lot of space, and I think they're coming back into Hut. The bomb is not moving towards Outer. One player on top of lobby.
They're giving it.
They've gone at just the wrong time.
Yeah, it's just the Simke jiggle. I mean, there's a player coming back in, but if they lose this vending player, things are going to get real weird real fast. And yeah, lobby's been pre-cleared. Damage done. Simke actually decides not to go forward on that peak, knowing now there's heavy presence on, hoping his teammates can force them into his angle. But it is going to be the up bust. We're going for the hit here. A trade not necessarily available on these next. AVN into the fray. Brute Monster to support, and they chew up this attack from Rush B. It looked good, but they just couldn't get out the choke point of Squeaky Door. They couldn't find the explosive potential that they needed to actually get onto that site proper.
Didn't quite decide the round, but nonetheless, the outer util from that T side just wasn't convincing enough, was it? Certainly didn't force a couple of rotations and make their lives easier. So, we go tit for tat. Both teams have had some pretty astonishing highs and lows so far, given we're only 3 rounds in the can. So maybe some normality. This, though, is the first good buy for the CT side. First time they've had really good util as well. So maybe we'll see something regressing to the norm. As a Rush B decide, we're taking outer. We're crossing with the old style default smokes.
Classic.
Going down with numbers.
Like, sometimes the classics are a classic for a reason. They work. Oh, the miserable life of the jump spotter. Just constantly bashing your head against that door frame. And what's your reward? Pressure. Pain. Players trying to run you down. Well, you've got a crossfire now with the op, so that's actually a pretty good reward. Well earned from AVN. No shots exchanged just yet, but he's done his job so far.
Watch the minimap, by the way. There's a lobby clear going on. If Zero Tenacity get a good scoop on what's happening, they could have even more players lower before this bomb hits the site.
They haven't cleared out the squeaky player. Instead, they've gone for Simki going for the full wrap, and he's going to try and pressure these players from above ramp. This is kind of weird, and now that's the problem, right? The kill actually does come through. Now they explode back up top, having found that one lurking player. The lack of the squeaky clear cost them. They expected a lurk, but for some reason not in the most obvious of lurk spots. And now it's another save.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. Some of those rounds where Zero Tenacity make 9 out of 10 really good decisions. The one slight oversight cost them. Credit, though, to Rush B to realize what that meant. They realized that, you know, we're finding one player out of position on A. That probably means they're already starting to rotate. And nobody can win this economic duel. Zero Tenacity need to save the rifles they do have. It will not be a bad buy by any means in the following. But, of course, we do often say that this sort of situation in the long run will eventually favor the T side. It's just a little bit cheaper to buy up. So
I feel like I kind of like what they're doing now, Alan, right? Where they're making these pretty risky gambles and reads and aggressive moves to try and position the stack in the right place. And then when it doesn't work, they're just saying, all right, we safe.
I mean, it's fine. It would be better to have even more information and make the right read more often.
Yeah, I mean, it is better if you win, but I like the philosophy.
Perhaps. Is it kind of the same as being sat in an exam? You don't know the answer, and you're just like, 7 sounds like a good one. And at least you put something.
Look, it's important to be bold. Even if you don't know what you're doing necessarily. Once you've made a decision, you've got to commit to it. None of this half in, half out business.
You can't fault this CT side for not showing a lot of different looks. But is this a bad time to have numbers outer? It could well be.
There's no one here for Rush B. They look like they want to get out the hut. There's one player on top, no molly for it, and that could be a problem. No molly for the hut, but it's only one. One and good damage. Zero Tenacity pulled a ripcord early before. They're going to do it again. Looks like Brewmaster is just setting up the flashes to get his teammate over the lip, so a retake still on deck. But the problem is that AVN is just now clearing the lobby, so this is going to slow them down quite a bit. Here's the retake. There's that flashbang. And the second, not so effective. Executor not blind at all. But here come the kills. Here come the kills. Zinni, what can you do? Get one. Sets up Kiro for the next, and AVN is stuck in no man's land. Unsure of how to proceed here, being toyed with spams from the HUD. Jets to set up Zinni to finish this one off. 1 HP, but 3 kills found is more than enough to put Rush B on top.
It all goes back to the initial move. Zero Tenacity clearly thought it was going to be an outer round, or at least be in good position to react. Frankly, they did better than I expected to be in a decent retake position come it, because there's only 2 on A with flashes and players pushing quickly. It's a hard hold at the best time, especially when Util isn't there to help. So, Rush B getting a little bit of traction. They forced an eco minus a Hero M4 from Namana. I don't want to curse them, but this could be the start of a really excellent T-side.
Yeah. It does feel like the start of a questionable decision-making. For a team that's been so conservative on some of those saves. The Hero M4 playing outside just feels like an unnecessary risk at this juncture. Well, they're going to head in towards the ramp. There's some reinforcements here. The M4 could be close before you know it. Here could be the swing here to the hit. 1 kill found. Needed 2 to make that worth it. That's not going to happen. So the question now becomes, can AVN get it? Because I don't really have a lot of faith in the solo USP side hole against 4. But hey, let's get weird. AVN's on a mission. That mission involves a silencer, involves a rifle, and involves saving it into the next round.
Somewhat surprised one of these T-side players isn't holding the rifle. Maybe they'll think about that now, as Zinni there peels off.
It's possible, having seen the 1M4, they don't have a clear picture of how much investment there was in this round. So you might as well secure the round, but you're right.
You know there was no nades. I think somebody... Yeah, you didn't see any nades, so... They can join the dots. It's not rocket science to figure out.
Zinni.
Terrorists win.
Oh no! Wrong way! Jump scare!
Sad times. Sad times have all been there. Oh my! Jofo, with the AUG. That is a throwback. Going ramp or yard or what's going on here?
Some players like it for the outside fight or the deep squeaky fight if you're playing from either second vent or in mini. This seems like ramp though. Hold the deep line from the orange box. That's workable. That's exactly what he's going to do. Meanwhile, they're getting a player down in towards secret. That's the AWP. So you cover off sort of an AWPer angle with the AUG. And you put the big gun on a mission into secret.
They've ran a different setup every CT round. That's a lot.
Keep them guessing.
It's a lot.
Guessing.
Yeah, I mean, when you get it right, you look like a genius, but...
This is the right fight. This is the fight that they want. Spotted, and nope. Oh, pop flash. Let's make it uncomfortable for him. Reset. Nice job from Brew Monster, not getting sucked into the trap. Realizing, oh, well, the jig is up. Unfortunately, now, if they wrap upper, he's going to be in a really tough position to bring that up to bear to support his teammates.
There's a ramp player as well is coming back to help. There are 3 players nearby. There is a lot of bodies.
Spotted.
For the Rush B to get past, get anywhere near heaven.
What a rat angle. Especially with a silencer. How do you expect that? Now Simki's got 2 dead to rights. That's beautiful. Back on the forklift. Man, that is a sneaky spot. I love it.
Could the bomb be dropped anywhere worse?
No.
That is
You're
a disaster.
Right in the triangle of death. Isolated 1v1, but too many angles to clear. Hero, what kind of damage can you be?
He needs to die.
Can he be the hero? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Time getting short. Oh, Mercy. Mercy killing from Simka.
Did you see that? Traded off the AUG for an AK and then went back again. That is commitment to the cause.
you know? If it ain't
Beautiful.
broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and it's just as we start thinking Rush B could run away with this half, now it's them with no money left. Okay.
Thanks for this one. We've seen them go towards the faster hits when nothing else is working. Do we see another quick play? Looks like it could be a squeak. Trying to dive on down. Players getting wrapped up on top of Mini. They're coming jumping on over, but Nemanja is ready to receive the first. Dink on the second as well. Zinni down to 1 HP. They've rebuffed the initial foray. Now things can slow down, but there's so much space outside, especially with that mini smoke. Zinni can cook here. Not a
They
lot
need
of
to
help
take lobby
cook
right
with.
now, and I think they are. This is a good move, and they could cut off the bomb.
Uh-oh. Executor's right there. Show off. Oh, not going to have that one. Beautiful headshot out. AVN trying to chase this. Now his position revealed. The pinch is coming in and down. They both go. Kiro, the double spray down. And this has turned into an absolute disaster. Don't know which way to turn. Don't know which way to look. Don't have any real information. They could be everywhere. Oh, that was actually the one chance, as it was the bomb. But there's nothing doing here.
That's definitely a round where I watch it, and I think Zero Tenacity didn't do much wrong. They just got outplayed. They got blindsided, of course, by the initial, move over Mini and disruption that caused. Unless the player outside for the C-side gets 2, that is a likely scenario for any round like that to end. There was no alternative. Sit in A and let Heaven get wrapped. It's not gonna work. So, Rush B, certainly capable of producing well-choreographed rounds. Seen some nice set plays as well from them. They mean business here on Nuke.
I feel like the strategy is throw a brick through the window. And in this case, that brick goes straight in towards two players eating up the vents. They're getting something. What they're getting is damage. Brew Monster swinging. Actually pays it off for 2. That's incredible.
What?
And now Nemanja sneaks out the smoke. A ballsy call, a ballsy choice, and he's just ripping heads on the Eagle. What is happening? You know what? We want the smoke fade. AVN. They just will not hit the chill pill on the Zero Tenacity side. I mean, 6 rounds are on the board for Rush B.
Are we going to survive this series?
No.
What?
My voice may not.
Something about these teams. I mean, we've had 9 rounds, and let's say, 4 of them have been completely bonkers. Maybe 5. That is a pretty high proportion when you throw in the ecos. How did Rush B lose that many plays? Just as we start saying their executes, I mean, quite brute force-like, I don't dispute, but still, when you're playing together, you should be mopping up unarmored pistols. How do they lose so many numbers? This round is just a non-starter. Where's the other kill? Was that in towards lobby?
No, it was spam on the red box smoke.
Ah.
Yeah, first player just gets caught on the cross, and then they try and slip through, and the op is waiting. It's a nice setup. Again, always changing where Brew Monster is playing from. Always changing the looks. Never giving them a predictable engagement. Speaking of unpredictable engagements, there's no one lower, and Texley's got the site. This is a bomb plant. It may not be much more, but it's a bomb plant, and that's the first step. We've still got a lobby. Jiro's trying to join up, at least keep them off of his teammate from the ramp. Still going to be a problem here, though, and yeah, that was a hopeless fight, just too disjointed. So it falls to Texley. This is our player to watch. This is the man. I don't know if we're expecting a 1v5, but it would be the stuff of magic. Here's the player coming out vent. Has stuck around on that plant. First player found. Second, no. Tries to double back, and there was no getting out of that one. Pick your poison. Maybe one more kill, but the clutch, not possible.
Okay. Still, all in all, probably one of the better CT rounds we've seen in this half. Not really looking at all from that T side right until the end. Perhaps some fortune on the spam, but well positioned, and you're right. It's not easy to play the way Zero Tenacity's playing. We will make some mistakes, but if you look at it on the reverse, if you're the in-game leader for Rush B, how do you ever know where that AWP is? You don't. It's always a risk if you're going anywhere without nades, and frankly, there just aren't enough nades to whatever, smoke, molly, flash off every possible option.
Having on the mollies this time. Look what they're prioritizing, and Brood Monster's getting aggro. Ooh, spots the player out towards the blue box. Should have been seen in turn, and so Kinky is able to slip away. No harm, no foul just yet. Here come those mollies. And they're going for a vent dive off of it. Oh, Texley's missed it. Texley's missed it. Texley misses the vent, gets caught in no man's land. Lost in the smoke, lost in the sauce. They'll be at a numbers disadvantage coming into this post. There's still 2 players up top as well, so they can't really link up. But by that same token, Nasty need to clear it back in. Kinky trades it off for 1. Kiro's still here. Kiro's unexpected, and that means another kill does come through. So, numbers evened. Zinni controlling the vent means his teammate can get down to support. Lots of noise being made. He's ahead of it, and the Tech 9 works out. It all falls to Brew Monster, who's got to get out of there. Has to try and save that AWP, and that's even a slim possibility at this point. Run on down, 1 shot to hit. If they keep him close, it's over. And the molly and the Glock will finish him off. 7 found. Look, these rounds haven't been pretty. They've been chaotic, but they are rounds nonetheless.
Putting it mildly. Right there. There is a trend, though, we're seeing that when it goes late round and Rush B are leaving lurkers lobby or squeaky or whatever upper side of the map, they're either doing tremendous work or Zero Tenacity are playing without enough caution on these rotations. That's 2 free rounds now where those lurkers have won the round. Zero Tenacity ran an advantage there until they ran into those players, so something not quite clicking when it gets to the late departments. And whilst it has been scrappy and it's been ugly, and Rush B certainly have had some pretty harrowing moments, pissed around obviously sticking first and foremost in my mind, they're on track to maybe get 8, obviously 7 minimum out of this half. T-side and Nuke, it's already a good day in the office.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty darn pleased about this, and you know you've just been keeping Zero Tenacity massively on their toes. Here it goes again. Trade out the MAC-10. Hell yeah, you'll take that exchange every day of the week. A desperate attempt to snatch 1 more kill before they get down towards lower from the ult, but it's not going to happen. The bomb will be planted. Oh, and that Molotov just ruins things for AVN. Even the option to disrupt is ripped away from him. Zero Tenacity still wary about that lobby, but they've been trained to expect it, and a spam through the smoke, a desperation attempt, finds punishment dealt back the other way. There's no options. There's no options to get back into this. You can see how tentative they are. And they're just running out of time. They're running out of clock. They've not got the kids. It's the last round of the half, fellas. You gotta make an attempt. And it's an attempt that will end in disaster. Simki's just stat padding at this point. The options, the opportunity, they are gone. And it's 8 rounds on the T side of Nuke as Rush B sends us to the half.
earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. Best in the game, you all know my name. Can't run now, it's too late. Got winning in my blood.
We're diving back in, and Zero Tenacity, well, they're not going to want to live up to their names in the second half because they're going to need all the tenacity that they can muster to keep a grip on Nuke. Rush B came out screaming in that first half, just battering down the door in every round, making it wild and chaotic, and they get out of it with a bevy of rounds, and they're looking for more. AVN might be looking to limit their opportunities here.
Gotta hit the ground running, haven't you? If you're on Zero Tenacity for this T side. And if they hit A now, there isn't a lot of defense. Executor here has got to find 1-2 frags minimum and stay alive. Meanwhile, Kiro is gone. Hexley here is trying to do some work. Does find 2 actually, and my god, what a flurry of frags. What has happened to this T side? Not enough util, perhaps. They just got shredded as they actually got onto the site.
It's a gift, but remember as well, Alan, that the first half pistol was a gift as well. That was the 1v4, 1v5, 2v3, whatever it was at the end of the day. The insane near ace.
I don't know, in terms of scale of scale of cock-up, the cock-up ometer, that wasn't as high for me.
True.
We need a graphic for that.
Mess up Aroni.
Exactly.
Stakeometer. Closing the door in his face. I thought Zenny was going to go through it. Yeah. Oh, not getting away with that one. Game of cat and mouse. And Zenny. There's the cat's meow right now. All of the kills stacking up his way, making some money on that SMG. That's some serious cash to bank forward, and that's double digits for Rush B.
This already feels very different to the first half. Yet to see a gun round, but Rush B have some economy. It's not yet a force by a war. Big round lead. Ball is in their court. Their game to lose now. This one, though, a bit of a bonus with those MP9s, with the scouts, so maybe some aggression, maybe mid-round crunching lobby. Going to be inclined, I think, to make some moves, because sitting back against AKs could cause problems with this sort of buy.
Have some real interesting information. The hop over. Kinky gets that kill. Now the red box players knows he's here, but damage done. Can this scout tag? No, not at all. Meanwhile, there's been a kill elsewhere, and, well, A site's clear. Everything's clear.
One of those games. One of those games. Wow. Rush B should have got a lot more out of that, shouldn't they? Find the first kill, and then it's the T side who's disrupted. They're the ones trying to root this player out of under the silo. And there's no more kills for the CT side, despite being free on location. I'm a little bit stunned, because I would have thought the players peeking for that CT side wouldn't have had players looking at them.
Little disjointed. There's a lot of time, though. Build back into this, and especially with the cash save from the last. This rifle lives. We should be getting another gun round right back. I don't think we'll have an op, though. I suppose, you know, it could be done. We could have an op. Never mind. I'm bad at math. What do we got going on here? But we won't.
Rifles.
We won't. Utility will be prioritized. Here we go.
Zinni had the money, yeah, to get it with armor. So, clear decision here not to go in that direction. Alrighty. Zinni's also decided to not go for full nades. Sometimes means they're going to get aggressive. They have a plan in mind for the nades they do have, and that is correct. Look at this. Similar play again. In fact, it's pretty much the same round. I would have loved there to be an AWP garage. Nonetheless, this could blindside the T side. Who runs what didn't work again?
But this time they clear him. So it's not going to work this time either, but there's more bodies here to brawl, so it's an even exchange when all is said and done. This one's wild. There's no one in defensive A. If this had been just a straight-out hut play, there would have been no one to receive it. Now Kinky's rotated in for a little bit of support.
Why are they staying to ramp?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I mean, push lobby. Or at least rotate. You're hanging Kinky out to dry. He can just get split. Look at him. He's checking outer. He doesn't know where to look.
Now they come. Now they come. But you're right. It's going to be ages before they get here. And in the meantime, Zero Tenacity are like, where's the A player? Where is the A player? So now Simky's looking back right into the angle he's got to be holding. Might not expect a second player out, but there's nothing to move him off. This is
concerning.
Frankly bizarre. It's like, it's one of these things where it's like, okay, usually in a round, I would say, generally speaking, for a CT side, you'll see fairly standard looks with 1 point of aggression or throwing something they're not used to at them, or the change-up, right? The wild card, essentially. This round, you had another 3-man outside fight, and also the double ramp, which just means that the whole middle of the map is open.
Yeah. I mean, the hardest thing about running these sort of rounds is that you don't get many reps of how to react when strange things happen. I mean, I'm sure when they're calling out of that, they do actually have a plan to retake A. Maybe it's one flanked outer with the outer push or something. Whatever they push ramp, clear lobby. But to stay to ramp, I don't get it. It's either a misread or miscommunication, or somebody just needs to take ownership and make a decision. Obviously, none of those happened. And this lead, it was pretty mighty a few minutes ago, is starting to show a few cracks.
Especially with the money in a worrying place now. You do have that one rifle for Kinky. Playing with it outside again. Likely just going to be forced into a save if they get sight control. Comes the exec. This one's a little more traditional. Players flying through the mini smoke. No, they haven't come out yet. Squeaky player's gone. Executor is just walking through smokes. And yeah, this isn't looking likely. Texley's got the gun. Texley is running with the gun. Pistol players walking through smoke. Not going to be a recipe for sustained success when there's nothing to distract them.
This is starting to feel like game on. Next gun round particularly will set the tone.
It's mostly just, do you think Rush B can play a default? I don't know yet.
I mean, if we were on Anubis, I'd be prepared to have the conversation of this could be a landslide, it doesn't look right. But on Nuke, you can play the most default-ass game ever. Just start 4A, see if they cross outer, drop one down the vent, block for a bit. Whatever, clear lobby if you lose too much space.
What?
What?
Did he think another gun had been blown towards him? He just... What?
Youth is the only explanation.
Is he just smashing the keyboard? Panicking?
Young man energy right there.
I don't know what that was. Anyway, no harm, no foul. It's all good. I I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine being his teammate in a Face It Pug and watching that happen, much less on the team in a must-win game for your group, and seeing your teammate save successfully to just throw the rifle on the ground in an exposed. Anyway, it's fine. Nothing happened. It's all good.
Yes.
Wow.
I will say, if you're in a Face It Pug with him, he's probably on 38 kills by this point. So
yeah. So
you're
you're just down at the bottom of the board thinking, I can't say anything to him, but how? What? Why?
Yeah. Okay. Well, a bit of a break for Rush B to have a discussion. I stand by my point, though. You can play a very default game on this map and be successful.
I feel like that's all they need, really. But they just haven't shown
Well, that's the thing
yet.
it's not totally dissimilar to the first half. It's like, can we see a standard 5-on-5 go late, or does every round have to be something a bit wacky?
Okay, this is looking a little more normal. A lot more normal, to be quite frank. Oh, but they go for the push. Zinni's getting weird. Zinni's getting weird with it. It's gonna work out. Can't quite get the second. So 1-for-1 exchange, not...
I can. Have you lost VMix? Okay. I'll assume the viewers can't hear Mike for a moment. You did miss a pretty brutal exchange of frags. As Zero Tenacity cleared out A. Namana, obviously the hero of this round, and whatever Rush B wanted to go for, they could never get into it this round. Despite having that nice play out of Squeaky, gave Namana the gap to push Hut unsuspected. It's all that space. Zero Tenacity explode in, and we are quickly approaching a pretty even game here. It certainly doesn't feel like Rush B unlocks to win this anymore.
I'm back.
Beautiful.
Just a cheeky little refresh of the feed. I just froze right in the moment that the Hut player
It just
was
was getting
turning on
good as
towards
well.
site.
You missed out.
I know, right? Moment of contact. What are you going to do? Challenges of remote production. But what are you going to do is also the question that Rush B are asking themselves.
Yeah.
If they had gotten that 1-kill Squeaky and then backed out, would have been nice.
I mean, you're right. They are incapable of sitting in a default stance. They
don't seem
They
to
couldn't.
do it.
Had they just... I mean, obviously, hindsight's 20/20, guys. But had they just sat as they were with 4 near A, the likelihood of them holding off an early A hit is high. Very high. They just feel so compelled to always be proactive. And that works on Anubis.
Right.
It works on Ancient. But on Nuke, you've got to be a bit more tempered.
It feels like they're playing 2 T halves, essentially, is my read on it. That's an opener, though. A 5v4. Yes, you've got 5-7s. Yes, there are limitations here.
Ooh.
Oh, but now things have to be good. Now you just have to sit back and play the numbers. Surely, if Kinky can get 1 from the secret position, that would be immense. That's not going to happen. But still a man advantage. You could rotate players to lower. Zinni's going to do exactly that. If Zinni can run any kind of stall tactics here on the lower side to allow his teammates to rotate ramp, sees the util, has the idea. AVN first contact. Oh, what a shot! Haircut dealt out. That was a beautiful peek from AVN.
This is a really hard round to read, actually, for the T side, because in what world is Rush B not rotating players down? Yeah. Why would Rush B not have players lower? Why would they be 2A after losing a player in decon?
They were so wary of the lobby lurk. And now Kiro is saying, I don't actually see anything lower. So they're coming back. There's a rifle here. The 5-7, it's not really a favorable fight.
Time.
Molly to slow this down. You're right. They're running out of time. This is a big problem. 13 seconds. You're so wary of a 5-7 swinging. You might just never get a chance to plant this dank bomb. 8 seconds. Planter. Whoa, it's over. It's over. That's going to be 11 rounds on the board. A broken Phi and Shofo just trying to save an AK. This was 5-7s. This was the op and the rifle saved through, but this is a miracle now for Rush B. And all it took was not running it down in the first 30 seconds.
Some fine shooting as well. Zero Tenacity. I mean, they did all the hard work. They won the gun rounds. And then to lose numbers early, they bring it back 3-on-3. I do not blame them in the slightest for going A. In some ways, I think it was the logical decision with the information they had available. Unfortunately, as we're learning pretty quickly here, defying logic might as well be the mantra for Rush B in this series. Nothing is for certain. No rotate is definitely going to happen. Rulebook is shredded for both of these teams.
They get this bomb pass before these smokes fade. They're not confident in it. Now it gets weird. Players up on top of the red box. Players mini. So they didn't want the secret space. They've got the one player. Now there's the spots. Kiro knows there's still presence outside.
I can't believe he's staying on the red crate.
Hey, it's bold. A flashbang from heaven and they'd be in real trouble. Here comes said flash. Ooh, there's the spot. Kiro knows. And actually wants to set back up for a fight here. Things are getting weird. And there's still a player down control. Now they're going to link up with him. Nemanja will go uncleared. Kinky had no idea there was a player here. Well, that was nearly a low light clip, but recovered nicely on the spray control. And Executor might have the fast flank here. They're not ready. They're not ready at all. They had a player in vent. They had no clue. This is a disaster. This could be the map. And again, time is an issue. They're just running out of it. They don't have bomb control. Oh, but the battle back in. Texley and Kiro didn't want to give them a chance. And Shofo, another miraculous multi-kill.
What's happening? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Unknowable. Unknowable in these rounds.
I mean, that one was absolutely bonkers. About 10 moments in the round where you're thinking, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. This is a brilliant idea. Wow, that really should have fallen apart completely for Zero Tenacity. Joffo is such a hero. He's done his job and then some during this map. And still we're on the brink. Zinni opens up here in round 21. Takes a lot of damage for his trouble, but Rush B will be pretty happy with a man advantage. So close yet so far. These rounds are a grind for the CT side to get this over the line.
The kill ramp's huge for keeping the options open, for spreading this defense out, right? Because once you get that op kill outside, well, there's a lot of information for Kiro, but now he's got to look two ways. Zinni is so low as well.
Where is he?
55
okay.
seconds, though.
CT vent right now.
This is, again, looking like a round we're going to wind up with Z10 up against the clock.
They do pump the brakes a little too much for my liking.
They have no map control. They have no information.
I think they're really scared of where Kiro is. But you've got to, at some point, just sort of throw caution to the wind and say, if we don't speed up, we're donezo. This A site is so well defended. 2 here. Kiro's nearby. It's pretty telegraphed. Joffo, though, continues to be a menace. 1 player backside to deal with. 14 seconds. Kiro needs to be dealt with right now, and he is not. Trifecta for that young man as Rush B scramble, crawl, fingernail their way to 12 rounds.
It's...
Have you ever seen like a less convincing CT nuke than this?
No, I mean, I just appreciate that Rush B finally realized that if they just actually sat back, especially when they had man advantage situations, Zero Tenacity would let the clock work against them. Right? That seems like the difference maker. Rush B were spending so many of the early rounds trying to just basically play like they had in the first half and get hyper aggressive and smash whatever Zero Tenacity setup was. But they've now realized, hey, if we just sit back, Zero Tenacity picked themselves apart by just running it down to 20 seconds before they try and get site control.
This is madness. Absolute abject madness.
I'm so curious about how it's going to play on Train as well. A map that does tend to reward patience, but where, again, you can get stuck in that situation where you just don't have enough information before you exec. Anyways, we still got Nuke for now. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, this is not over yet. And there's nobody ramp for the CT side, guys. Kiro's coming over.
Oh, can't overcommit now, though. Has to play it from J-Hole. Reposition towards the ramp. Ooh, this is so tense. The timing is so awkward. Yup, that's a catch. And that's why you don't do that repositioning. Caught in no man's land right as the hit comes through. Brew Monster gets two, gets an offhand delivered. Oh, boy. That hurt me a lot. But now with a man advantage, now with a ton of control, now with all of ramp, all of hell, all of heaven for them. Just don't let the clock become your enemy again. Executor has a bit of a cheeky spot here. Will allow his teammate to get back up vent. Kinky is re-clearing this. Oh, just needs to see a pixel. He's totally missed them getting in towards heaven, but now the util comes over, now he knows. It's all going to be about this play up the ladder. Brew Monster is not looking for it. Brew Monster's dead. The planter's denied. Oh, Shofo! Oh, my goodness! Kinky nearly ended it right then and there.
Every round. And
oh man,
I didn't want to pull everybody out of the moment, but I was looking at the CT money for that entire round and thinking, this is a one-way trade now to overtime. Cash is bad. It will be a buy in the next, but not full nades. Oh my.
Oh, man. These rounds, they are giving life and drama. But they have required entirely too much Shofo magic to even make this a possibility. It was Brew Monster in the last. Picked up the nice double piece. Off of the rifle. And now look at this. Again, they've got so much control towards the ramp. But Rush B are trying to play information starved. They've just got the pistols. But the stack is here. Do they pull the ripcord? That door just opened. Ooh, that's an audio cue. Given over. But at least for the moment, Zero Tenacity still seem to be committed towards this lower take. And now look, there's no one on the other side of the map from either team. There is nobody here. Oh boy. This is gonna get weird, but you can just kill your way out against the unarmored pistols, and that's all fine. Who cares if you walk into the stack? The stack poses no threat. One little teaser kill. But surely that's all he gets. Surely. And it is indeed, even before the smoke fade goes on. I know they've got him painted into a corner. One round to deny overtime. One round to try and seal the deal here on Nuke. Or do we go for more rounds here, Alan?
I think Zero Tenacity has played better CS this map. That counts for anything. Higher chance than not, I believe we're hitting overtime. Real soon. Critical moments to come. No AWP for the defense. A few sacrifices, but it's not too bad in the end, is it? Lots of mollies. Only his smokes. There is a kid as well, and that could pay huge dividends. Let's get a little bit later on. For now, though, settle into the early exchanges. Map control taken. Outer snatched. At least this portion of the yard. And do they feel like crossing secret? Smoke's lined up to cross from red if Namana desires. Indeed, he will throw his smoke. Second one's flying over. But it looks like it's just him going down. Let's see if he can make more players bite. That's what he really needs. He needs more than one to drop lower.
Pretty nice. Texas clearing it out, making sure that nobody got past him and towards control. And actually, where are you at the ramp room? Looking the wrong way, but the nade will sell this.
I'm quite confused right now. Did they leave ramp open? Why is he having to hold ramp?
I think he is the ramp player.
I'm a little bit confused. They've got way too little information.
Is Kira playing up or down? Okay, checking the ladder. I mean, they're calling this right.
They are,
It's
but
not
it's on like shaky foundations. They don't have any knowledge. They don't know anything.
Actually just killed Nemanja as that lower lurker. But now they're trying to link up in towards lower. Having lost their lurker, they're now rotating back in from Zero Tenacity. So this is, again, interesting information. What a clear. What is happening right now? No time to spare. They've lost the clock. They've lost the clock. That's the game.
What?
What? What? Why did they stick? They had time.
What's happening?
They had everybody. Was the bomb on the player who faced
I think the
control?
bomb was killed, but even so, why are we going lower with 12 seconds left?
I struggle. The mind, it boggles. That was madness. That was madness all the way through. But the end result is that Rush B scrape a win. A win, frankly, it's unclear if they deserve, but a win nonetheless on the first map. And now, Alan, we're going to hit the train. And when you take this kind of gameplay, these kind of game philosophies, and you put it on a map that is unsolved, unproven, and untested, well, I can tell you one thing, Alan. It's about to get real weird. We'll be back after this.
Think you've seen it all? With Faceit Watch's Point of View Selector, you can experience the game from any pro's perspective. Use the multi-view feature and customize the stream with up to 4 angles. Control what points you see while earning rewards. Drops are activated and lucky winners will receive Faceit points. And if you ever miss a match, VODs are now available. Get instant access to demos with multiple POVs and commentary. Watch it, control it, Faceit.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil, let him let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with. If you wanna be my love, boy, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know. If you wanna be my love, boy, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know.
They told me go to what you love. I never knew what that was, but even when I make time, I think of all I've given up. I wish it wouldn't be so hard, 'cause you're the one that gets slighted. You say I don't make time for anyone, and you ask my mind is occupied. It's alright to vent, I understand. Have you ever lost someone, but known that there was more? I don't wanna be tied, hanging by your side. I don't wanna be tied, tethered to my pride. Hate to waste your time. Go and live your life. It's something that I've felt for some time, but as a moment really time go by, safety nets are overrated. Yeah, if you make one, you will fall. Too much of a temptation. Yeah, there's a comfort in the crawl. Now I've been on my feet too long. I know I'm strong, just looking for some solid ground, so I can start to run. I don't wanna be tied, moving toward my pride.
Welcome back to the broadcast here between Zero Tenacity and Rush B, and we've got a treat. We've got an absolute treat. We've got a little train going on here, Alan, and after the absolute madhouse we saw on Nuke, I can't wait to see the same philosophies applied to the newest map in the pool.
Absolutely. I mean, minus Mirage, is it the oldest in the pool? So, looking at it from that perspective, we're going from very known grounds, very solved territory, to very much unsolved field of play. Of course, there are, at least versus the old Nuke, there are some very interesting dynamics, especially around the area we're flying around now, that do change philosophies, I think, on the CT side of terrain. So, we'll see how those teams deal with that.
Yeah. Massively. And your opportunities for CT aggression are going to be super interesting, right? Speaking of what the way Rush B played their CT side, that's presumably where they'll start. There's a lot of creative ways that you can do this. This is our head-to-head from Nuke. Texley, the young gun we wanted to keep an eye on, and Shofo on the other side started with a miraculous pistol round clutch and pulled out a whole lot more of those magical multi-kills. Probably the only reason Zero Tenacity were actually in spitting distance of closing that map.
Absolutely. He couldn't really have done much more, to be honest. Had they won second round after winning that insane pistol clutch on the first half of Nuke, we probably would be sat here with Zero Tenacity 1 map to the good. But lo and behold, that is not how the cookie crumbled. Rush B did win their pick. This one is Zero Tenacity's. There are some questions, though, aren't there? Because they could have picked Anubis. Rush B don't have a good record on it, at least recently. We know Zero Tenacity love that map, so all indications tell me that they do really, and I mean really, like Train.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm curious to see, right? Because we were talking about it in the pregame a little bit, right? If you're just joining us now, this map is so fresh into the pool. You've probably seen it at a tier 1 level. Most of the teams that are picking it are losing it because no one really has a firm idea of how it should play, what the timing should be, ways to solve certain choke points and issues. So a lot of it is unpredictable. But Zero Tenacity are maybe the most reps and officials I've seen yet. 6 officials on this map since it entered the pool.
Yeah,
they have been trying to solve a lot of these problems.
It means that a lot of teams ban it, but also a lot of teams would either not pick it first round or not let it through as the decider. So clearly, they're either picking it on some opportunities or equally letting it through as a third map over other battlegrounds. I suspect for the top teams, what might be happening on Nuke is that the changes on the surface are subtle. They're not sweeping changes. It's not like, CT spawn is now in Ivy. Okay. But the small tweaks have just changed a lot about how do you set up initially. What is the default way to rotate? And I suspect that for the top teams, if you're coming at it from, this is how we used to play on the old version, that might be sort of Poison Chalice, where it's teams that are younger that maybe didn't even play this map.
Yeah, I mean, certainly
might be in a better place because it's kind of like they're not coming in with a slightly warped view of, we have to play solo B and 4A every round, and AWPs are back towards back green, and it doesn't necessarily play like that now.
No, certainly doesn't. Certainly doesn't. And I mean, especially when you look at the players on Rush B, younger guns like Texley, yes, they have definitely never played an official on Train.
Now, I will say, I saw Ents playing this map.
Okay.
They have Glaive, SDY, and NKJ as the coach. Yes. I really liked how they played it. We can get into it a bit more in the gun rounds, but definitely didn't look like old Train to me.
I know a lot of... So that's one where everybody sort of watched the demos and started yoinking bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean, of tier 2 teams, they have some of the best minds in Counter-Strike.
Sure, absolutely.
SDY equally as a mind is not to be sniffed at. he led that Monty team to places they had no business being.
This is interesting. Brown Hall's clear, but instead of taking that presence inner, you're going to wrap Pop Dog, and this is going to be an A hit, all but certainly. So you've got Nemanja outside up on the dumpster, throwing util to set up the team. Little Z smoke in, block off the vision for Kiro here. Let your teammates out of Pop Dog. Executor. A little bit of a window through sandwich, and here come the kills. Zinni, Texley. It's all working out. It's looking beautiful right now. So a nice idea in some of those util sets, but absolute destruction on the outer yard. Bodies in the right places, and shots not missing means that Rush B strike first.
It's going to be a very intriguing map from Rush B's perspective, because do you play... I mean, I already know the answer to this. Do you play passive? Do you try and play what is a somewhat standard game? Or do you favour throwing spanners in the work, getting a bit aggressive, getting frisky, pushing Ivy, to be aggressive at the start, taking main early because it's so easy in this current iteration? I suspect it will be the aggressive choice.
I call this strategy, let them waste their nades.
It's a good one. Old as time. I'm also enjoying Train at the moment because I make a lot of call-outs that just don't make any sense anymore. Just off what I'm used to. I'm so sorry, new viewers. If I say back six or green Train...
You're going to have to learn.
I know. Are people calling it, is it orange now or something, that Train?
Yeah, we're swapping colors, calling them based on old positions. You know Thomas on B? You know about Thomas? The front train once you're coming down B ramp.
Oh,
looks like
right.
Thomas the Tank King.
I was going to say, I was thinking, oh, player Thomas? Like, what's he got to do with that?
No, I don't even know if he's been on the team since Train's been announced.
I'm fairly sure he also always hated Train, so...
You would know. SMK? Magic? No. Upgrade of the rifle? Look, it's a little bit of damage considering they just came in with Glocks. But Kinky's going to keep it from getting too expensive.
It is fun.
I haven't checked, actually, since new Train came in. Is the grill still there on top of Pop Dog?
You mean where you spam it?
No. I mean, literally, there was a grill on top of the Pop Dog walkout.
Are you talking about just some aesthetic choice?
Yes, there was literally a grill with a plastic chair next to it. And you,
I'm very glad that you... I didn't even know there was one, and I've coached a lot of Train games.
Well, it was a great Easter egg, because normally you'd never be looking there. But actually, if you were covering from Sandwich or E-Box towards Pop Dog, right? If you were looking that way, it was visible, but you'd be so laser-focused on the choke point that no one ever noticed it. So back in the old casting days where it was just me observing on my own setup, while we were waiting for games to start, I'd do fly-throughs and find all those fun Easter eggs. Nemanja
Fun times.
finds an Easter egg in his hunt, an opener.
It's very fun, this map at the moment, because even in this position, first question you ask is, how can you react as a CT side? And I'm watching Rush B thinking, how can we get an advantage?
Okay, Kinky's actually getting out of this. I was going to say the problem was Kinky had that deep T-con control, but they had no eyes on Pop Dog, right? So there's nowhere to bail out to. So he actually backs out, and it's well and in time, because here's where the hit comes through. Smoke won't be blocked out. Nice nade response. Just catches that wounded player in the Nemanja and does further damage. Kinky's not expected. Kinky's not expected at all. They're not ready for it. And without the reps on this map as well, those kind of peaks are going to catch you off guard. You're just not used to expecting it. You don't know what's possible until you've seen it a few times. This one's getting real weird. They're running out of time. They're running out of time. Repeat of Nuke. They're running out of clock here. And that bomb is dropped. The players to follow it. 15 seconds worth to spare, but the round is all Rush B.
That smoke was inspired. And that's already a big difference to old Nuke. Old Nuke... sorry, Train. Old Train... Happens. Old Train, you could have come through that smoke. You've got the ladder on the train. You'd have the gap all off on the left, and then kind of E-box direction on the right. Go through with 2 players and you're getting through on a flash. That, though, was very well played by the CT player. Fabulous move. And, oh, my lord. The mortar strike. For a monster never stood a chance.
Trying to rock out B upper. Oh, boy, it's getting messy. It's getting messy. Don't roll out that bomb plant, but you got to play your life at some point. Now this round's in doubt. If these Tech Knights can close the distance, things can get real weird, but no one's checking ramp. No one's checking the flank, and that's something you always got to be aware of here on this map of Train. The CTs can be anywhere, and Kiro will self-immolate to make sure this one doesn't get away from them. A full commit on in. That's time enough for the defuse.
What are we calling this part of the upper nearer to CT spawn?
Nearer to CT spawn, the tuck
yeah,
spot that players are holding from?
Yeah, the one above the oil container train.
Yeah, back behind the house.
Yes.
What are we calling it? Upper house? Back upper?
It's a spot that needs a better name, is what I'm hearing.
It does need a better name. It does need a better name. I feel like... Ooh. Alright, we can cook something. We can cook something. What are we...
I mean, the obvious choice is something like Nest. Like, something that's... Because yeah, I don't think you'd want to call it Heaven on this sort of map.
Let's get real weird with it. Call it the Eerie.
The Eerie?
Yeah, like an eagle nest.
Thank you, think Game of Thrones didn't say the Eerie.
Yeah, well, there you go. Out the moon door.
Moon door's a good name. No, it won't make sense to anybody.
That way, you can only do that if there was a trap door involved.
Yeah, I know, you need the old pop dog. Could be the moon door.
That would be great. I will say, I think they're right that that fight was too random, and that removing the prop dog drop is probably good.
It was also...
but God, it was so fun.
It was, but also think about it from... The majority of players are not mechanically movement skilled, and it was a position that required, at least to play it well, a lot of good movement, things like this, and a lot of, work with the ladders. I think it makes sense. I don't dislike the change, actually. I think it's excellent.
I do. I think it's correct. I just did love playing Pop on Old Train. I want to say, by the way, we've been talking about old calls that don't necessarily make sense. If you hear us calling Olaf Meister as a spot and you're a very new Counter-Strike fan, and you don't know who that is, please do me a favor, do yourself a favor. Pull up Olaf Meister highlights on YouTube. One of the most entertaining to watch players the game has ever known.
Type in Olaf Pasha 1v1 $1,000.
There you go.
And you'll get some banger content.
Kiro, the wrap on the pop. This fight's huge. This fight might actually be everything. Spotted, and that's nicely played from Nemanja, not to let it go away. And with that kill, now this retake is so difficult. You don't have anything to make them look away. Right? They're just going to be locked on you. Just straight brawling, straight dueling, straight fighting, dancing around Thomas. Shofo goes down. He's going to need a tank engine of support right here because Nemanja can't get out and into this fight. Oh, you had to cover that off. Whee. Fortunately, Nemanja doesn't fly into the fray, trying to deny that defuse. Had the right idea, but not quite the execution.
That was very close.
That's why the reposition made me nervous. You can't give him that chance at the swing. Oh, boy.
Zerinassi's in trouble, man. They're in big trouble. They're a map down. I think it's yet to be seen what bias this map has towards sides. Yet certainly, for a verse team, you expect them to not have issues on either side. They're in trouble. This pause needs to find a way to play, which is consistent. I mean, they're not... What have we had so far? They had the gun round where they were super slow and they come out of main and get shredded by the player behind the double stack. Boxes up close in off.
Where's
this
the
round.
Ivy plays? Give me some Ivy juice.
Yeah, I mean, Ivy could be nice. I mean, certainly old Train. The way you got frisky was it was getting players out of main early. But that isn't necessarily easy anymore.
No, it was in the first version of this map, and then they moved the spawn back. Here we go. We got some Ivy presence. Do we get a nade pop, though? That's the problem. The nade pops make it so miserable. And yeah, indeed, that's exactly what happens.
This is a nightmare T-side, man. They've already lost all of B control. There was a free B start.
Okay, all right, hold on. There's some possibilities. Head ripped out of T-Con. On in, trying to go deep here. Want to get some space out to Olaf Meister, but the spam through is effective. And you've still got these players who are just being stalled out by the choke point utility. Here's my answer for why we haven't seen Ivy. It's kind of miserable.
Well, this hasn't changed in 20 years.
No.
This sort of
Stuck behind
sequence.
smoke. At least when you don't have an HE. Now that you have an HE, if you have an HE and you can pop that smoke, things can get interesting. But otherwise, you're stuck.
What are we calling this spot these days?
Hell.
It's still hell.
It says
okay.
hell on the train, yeah.
Oh
You
my
see right
god,
there?
okay, that's, yeah. That helps
And
me.
it says heaven on the other one, so that they didn't, even though they got rid of what is actually heaven, there's no ladder,
Yes,
you can't go
yeah.
up anymore. It still says heaven graffitied, so that heaven and hell still make sense as callouts. from
Right,
both
okay.
players.
I'm feeling a bit better about myself. You know,
What do you call
people
the
come out...
back of the bomb train area? You know what in the US we call camera, or in NA we call camera?
So,
call
to
it
the
camera?
back of the bomb train, nearest the where the ladder was for heaven.
Like where the train stop bollard was before? Like
used
sort
to
of
just be
out
called
to the...
stop.
If you're behind the train and you're like going to the right of it. Anyway,
used to-
Shovo's just gotten a kill. Hold on. Best success in a long time here for Z10. It's come to a screeching halt though. Like train breaks, gets slammed on down. They threw out the lever. And some of these rounds are getting a little tentative, getting a little close. But the end result is this is a stomping so far.
So we called it stop back in the day.
Stop.
Just
Okay.
stop, yeah. Which could get a bit confusing if someone was saying it very quickly in a sentence. You're wondering, what are they on about? We're hitting this site or not? Otherwise, I think most of my call-outs still make some sense. Which is useful. Alright, this half is starting to already reach damage limitation territory, isn't it? That's a nice nade. Doesn't count for much. What have we got? Retake B setup. Technically, they're playing off the site. Now they're going 2 over. This is very old school train, the way they're rotating at the moment. That's not ideal.
It's ideal for us getting an actual competitive map here. Gotta get something going. Gotta get something going. Zero Tenacity. Look, we know it's been weighted pretty heavily towards this side. But there's a difference between a heavy lean and maybe why are you picking this?
Especially when Anubis was on the table. I still haven't seen anything out of this T side that makes me think this team really knows how to work the map. Feels like a fake to me, this one. The bomb is not headed towards A. There's 2 here on B. Kiro's pretty nearby. He's in towards connector. This could be another disastrous round. I don't feel good about this.
Low. Oh, boy. Yep. Now you know there's a player up or you have to deal with this. There's only 30 seconds. You kind of have to funnel. Down B ramp.
Nemana has
Surprise
A.
I think he gives up the control.
Oh, dear. That's a disaster. They don't know what to do.
Now they're rotating out to an op. Yeah, but Kiro's fidgeting about with space. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Still hitting shots. Does eventually get punished. But there's 14 seconds. Alan, there's 14 seconds. They just can't. Even if they could get these kills, they cannot win this round. Shofo is just trying to battle. And Shofo will die. 8-0. Finally an opener. This was a 5v4 for Zero Tenacity. And they still can't even get that bomb down.
It just feels like they have no command of the map. It's like playing Mirage, right? But before you, like, playing a T-side of Mirage where you don't take mid is what this feels like. It feels like we're just blindly we're just going for a hit and we don't have any contingencies. Or in old style train, you would normally clear out a lot of brown halls before you did anything. But obviously that's not the case in this round. Granted, I think Rush B for a spanner in the works. I don't think Zero Tenacity expected that sort of aggression, but Wow, they're not able to react whatsoever at the moment. It's just a half buy here, but at what point do we just need rounds, whatever the buy is?
Yes. This is that point. We're there. We are firmly there. I mean, some of their most successful rounds have been on the aggressive in-your-face Tech 9 rounds, right? These inner hits where you just try and close the gaps as much as possible and rip some headshots.
They don't have a HE to burst the smoke.
They have to go through it. Flashbang out. It's the old style. A little bit of a distraction here as towards Ivy. Molotovs rain in. This does make life uncomfortable for Kinky, and yeah, they've got that space. The flashbangs are effective, but now they have to get that next step. It's all about this next step. Kinky overwhelmed, and this is how it happens. Bomb looking to go down. Texley doesn't know which way to look. They could be on either side of this train car, and Texley dropped for nothing. The money's resilient. They can go for this retake, but there's just nothing to substantiate it. So Rush B they're out of there. It took 9 rounds, but off of the pistols, Zero Tenacity are on the board.
It's a nice little set play. It was, frankly, one of the first times they've got into Brown Halls with numbers. Take away any more guns.
Like a classic, right?
Yeah.
Flash, Molly, smoke on the sidewalk, smoke for Z, hit that site. That hasn't changed.
The mollies were nice. The mollies were nice. I think they had a molly that went all the way back to the deeper train, whatever we're calling that these days. What's it called? Was it yellow?
The train outside of
was it yellow in Go?
I've actually pulled up one of the old maps. Red on inner.
Was it go? Did it go red, oil, yellow?
Red,
inner.
Oil, blue. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the new one. Red, oil, white, yellow was the one right behind bomb train. So it's red, yellow, oil, white, bomb train. They got rid of yellow. There is no yellow now. And they swap white to blue. Oh my goodness! Zinni could have had 3 there.
Check out the flank from Ivy.
Oh my goodness. This is a classic. We haven't seen this one yet. And this is, again, what I was talking about earlier. You always have to be checking flank on this map. This op is done. He actually turned around, but a little too late. Oh, and now they're in no man's land, and it's all onto AVN. The bomb is down. The bomb was spotted. AVN has to choose. Fight back or fight forward? Fight back is going to be the choice. Doesn't commit all the way to the clear. Thinking that
I love what Texley's doing. How do you ever read a player pop dog?
Surely
not gonna matter.
Well,
Jesus, this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. Judge, jury, man on your screen. 13-1.
It's again one of these things where you can just tell that players don't have instincts for this map yet. Because it's not being aware of the Ivy flank. We've seen the B pushes as well, the pop dog wraps. You just, it's almost like as a T on this map, you have to feel like your head's on a swivel, like you're under attack at every moment. There's just
the rounds. I liked when they got the kills outer. It's like, wow, we've got the space. We can actually get up to bomb train. And it's not like old train where the back lanes are just so dangerous to ever face. Wow. Even with all that space, they can't make it work.
That was a cheeky peek from Kiro.
I'm running out of hope there's any way back into this map now. They've got to get it working. Joffo, of course. Okay. He was obviously the... What should we call him? The superhero, I guess, of that first map, trying to hold them in it.
Yeah.
Flattened in the end.
Have spam into T-Con. Oh, no! It comes back the other way!
This is evil! It's evil!
Imagine your brew monster here. Shofo tries to go for a spam into the deep T-Con position, and then you just happen to be walking by, and you catch a blinder through the window. Oh, man. Talk about unlucky. Talk about a bad day. Okay, no one's watching Ivy.
Yeah, well,
actually,
they were 2B for quite a long time. Kinky now is pushing B.
Executor's watching the icon. He's got it, actually.
Huge kill. Huge kill.
face. One, can he get two? No. And actually two go back the other way. So now Kiro in a hopeless position. Unscopes at the wrong moment, but you can't blame him for it. 2 rounds. There's something here for Zero Tenacity.
Money's bad. 3 is a likely prospect. Whether that's enough is a very different question, but in the here and now, we need every round we can get. Joffo putting in a good shift. Simka did well to stave off the B aggression. And now in a bit of a lesser buy, let's see if Rush B amp up the aggro. Haven't really got the util to sit back. The Mana, in the meantime, is taking space out of main. Got 3 teammates clearing out B. In the meanwhile, Zinni's here with his teammates. This is so confusing. The bomb is nowhere near these forward front. What's going on? How do you make this work as the T side?
Yeah, you're so sectioned by this D-ramp. Pop dog.
Oh, no.
Boy. Yep, that's the bomb now. In full control. What were you going to do? Could have waited for Demania to come back in. Could have had your B players come up to help. I don't know what the B players are expecting to do at this point. Now they're coming back up, but that's a little late from AVN. Does get the kills. Time for this recovery. Oh, the molly's good. The molly's good. Kiro's stuck. So this is actually absolute chaos, but somehow this winds up working out, because if you're Rush B, how do you expect 2 players to be past you? How would you possibly leave that? And this final round, there's going to be an attempt, because why not? Executor has been phenomenal this map of Train. But no kit, no chance, no round. 3 found, and that is enough. Somehow, 3 of the last 4 recovered. Zero Tenacity are still fighting in this series.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Back on into the second half. Zero Tenacity gave themselves enough to show why they might have picked this. They gotta be flawless
the smoke?
in the second half.
Look at the smoke on the minimap.
That's not where that was supposed to be. You know, we're all learning here.
Nobody's falling for that. B stack coming their way.
Z players rotating.
Why haven't they just cancelled, man? This is a nightmare.
They don't know it's missed. They don't know it missed.
True, true.
They didn't have that vision. I mean, they might now, but AVN's got this. One shot landing. There's still a player in the Eerie. Bomb's gonna get planted, so it's better than it could have been. AVN's picking them off bit by bit by bit. Oh boy, and now it all falls to Kiro. Position known back at Oil. There's no way he's sliding out of this one. So here's how it starts. A flawless pistol. Yes, you allowed the bomb plant, but not a body dropped. And Zero Tenacity get a chance to build early.
I do hope the missed smoke is not an omen for what we'll describe as utility in precision during the second half of the map. That would not be ideal.
I mean, Rush B do have reps as well, right? They have 5 officials on this map. They've played it twice in the month of February, 3 more times in January. Hasn't been good for them. Very early on against some lower competition, they had some wins very early on, right after the map was introduced. But losses to K27, Hisashi, to Fnatic. It hasn't exactly been glorious for them, so.
Yeah. That said, though, with a new map, I'd rather have reps over better stats and not really playing it. There is value if you use those games correctly versus teams that have just scrimmed. So, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but they have got a healthy round buffer.
Better be slightly less healthy. Barring the greatest Deagle play you've ever seen. Texley will not be accomplishing that Deagle play. Although 1 HP, it would be even more impressive.
Texley has all the stickers going, man. I don't know if you noticed. Every gun fully laden.
Well, these young guns, they do tend to be skin cells.
Where did they get the money? Who knows?
Well, I mean, look, when you don't have to pay rent, Counter-Strike winnings will go a long way.
I guess that's true. But maybe they could do with moving out of Mum and Dad's house. Not saying for Texley in particular, but...
I was going to say 17.
No, not for him in particular. Not for some players. So exposure to the world, Mike, could do them handy. Right, let's see if this T-side has legs to it. First half, obviously, was certainly not awe-inspiring from Zero Tenacity.
I don't mind an 8 damage, but the problem is now they've only got 1 HE for smoke popping purposes, which is always the trade-off you have to have. With the modern HE meta, we've just got the 1 on AVN. Re-smoke up here. Texley wants to go through it. There's the peak on in. Good flashbang to set that up, but Simka can't get it out of Olaf.
Is that a team flash?
Flashes are brutal. Texley did not realize how far out he had gone. Full blind. I believe that may have been a team flash.
I think it was. I think it was.
This is a grinding shutdown, and that's, again, to your point. They might have some reps on this map, but it's clearly not looking polished out from Rush B early.
No. That could have been a fabulous round if a player gets out of Pop Dog. Does damage. Now, they need inspired frags. Namana's timing looked good.
Oh boy.
Felt good. Still, though, 2 in defense. And this man has been a bastion. Maybe the only bastion for this Zero Tenacity side during this series. He holds on.
$100 ADR after that bear of a first half. It has been impressive for Shofo. Top the board for either side as well on Nuke.
You know, when I've watched this team in the past, it's been Namana definitely has been their top performer, and then it's been Brute Monster in the mix. So I'm a bit surprised to see Joffo leading the pack by such a margin over this series. Time for that to change, of course, but we need a team effort.
So now here's my question about Brew Monster's name. Do you think he wanted it to be Strong Monster, or do you think he really likes champagne?
I don't know. Let's have an interview.
One day we'll find out. Now we'll see if he can pay this off. No bubbles here. Ooh, shot missed though. Nice jiggle. And they're trying to run this up down. Little pressure on Flux. One out of the sky. The second. Okay. Almost miraculous there from the USP. But now there's Zinni and Ivy. They know that bomb's stuck, but they're so wary of the T-Con push, and they're correct to be so. Kinky though catches. The flank on the flank, though. Joffo should have this, and that drops the bomb. 40 seconds. Now they have to battle back into Ivy with nothing to show for it. But they're ripping heads. And at the end of the day, Counter-Strike is a game of ripping heads. Point-and-click adventure. Tenacity can close this. One more kill required. Rifle to have it. Nearly a full magazine as well. AVN will face. No! And Tenacity, third headshot found. Third kill. 10th round.
Okay, let's think back to Nuke. Do you remember the moment where they just won the most ridiculous half-buy?
Yes.
To salvage that map when it looked like a disaster.
Yes.
Have we just witnessed the same? Oh, Lord. I feel so bad for Zero Tenacity because they've done such excellent work. Well, they won. They won 6 of the last 7 rounds up to this point. They're on the edge now. They have no money in reserve. They have no loss bonus really to speak of. Zinni has taken a lot of damage in favor of this space. There's so many players B and Pop Dog. If we can get the bomb-to-bomb train unaffected by this Pop Dog loading, this is excellent for the T side.
This is so miserable now. How do you get Brew Monster out of this? If they re-smoke, it should be done. It should be done. Simka can't get a fight.
Can they afford to save? It's such a hard call.
Without smokes, without kits, I think they have to. They're looking, you can tell all these players are just begging for a gift to let them back into the round, but it just shouldn't be possible. Joffo's going to go hunting, but
oh dear,
that's exactly the problem now. You're going blind through choke points with no information on the site, and that's the problem. It's a disaster. There's no one saving through. The money is gone.
What do you do
defending this map?
I still don't necessarily blame them for sticking around that long.
No, man. You gotta...
Especially on this map with Rush B. They might win this map, but they've still made quite a few mistakes. They'll admit that themselves. But to lose all the guns, man. Oh, is there not a way they could have stuck around and then saved with 3 if they didn't get any openings? We've lost everything. Now we're saving in favor of playing it out 12-6 down. Barring heroics here, and doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? I'm not feeling good at all.
At least there's a Zeus out there, so we might get some comedic relief. Joffo's not feeling very funny right now. Bomb down and 2-0 queued up. We are looking to end this. And that is not the effective range for a Zeus.
Just remind myself what this would do for the standings, because I don't think it's good news if you're a Zero Tenacity fan.
It keeps...
okay, it puts them both 2-all. It puts them both at 2-all.
The problem is with this group being so open, you need other teams to mess up at this
is actually really bad news for Zero Tenacity. So they lost to Bait, but they did beat Spirit Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So winning this would have very likely, put them on the brink of making playoffs at a minimum. Without this series, they could go out pretty early.
I think it would have guaranteed them playoffs.
It would have given them top. Remember, there's the tiered system. To get in the top tier, they probably needed one more win.
As it is, Zinni, nice space, taking control, man advantage here, but it is messy outside. Everybody is stacked up. That's the answer. We're just going to get weird, and it's going to be Brew Monster in a 1v2. Spotted, health gone, player holding his angle. Can't get out of this now.
B.
Can't get out of this, and the bomb is gone. There's the swing, and there's the shot. It's all over. Rush B move on. The 2-0 secured. This young team clawing their way into a so important win to give themselves a chance at staying alive in this season of the ESL Challenger League.
It was very well deserved, actually. They play a funky brand of Counter-Strike. There's no way to look around that, but this map, they were conclusively the better team. Map 1, they won the critical moments, is the way I'd describe it. Wasn't necessarily clean.
Yeah, definitely not clean. And I think the thing that I appreciate from what they were able to do in map 1 was adjust, right? They came into it a little one note, hyper aggressive, hyper space takey, battling, especially after that half switch. And then they learned. They learned that if they actually just sat back and let the play come to them, their opponents were not prepared for that adjustment. And so to me, they were the better team as individuals through a lot of it. They were the better team at the overall adaptation. And certainly they punished Zero Tenacity taking it to train. So I think a very well-deserved win here from Rush B. And in particular, you know, the young guns, some firepower working out. I mean, again, remember, if we didn't have Shofo standing on his head on the other side, on the Zero Tenacity side, this would not have been close.
No. And I think also, particularly actually for this T side of train here, the way Rush B played it was very aggressive. But they gave themselves a chance in a way that Zero Tenacity might reflect on this map and realize we didn't give ourselves that many chances. Number of rounds we were draining the clock, even on Nuke as well on that T side. Rush B, it's not normal, it's not orthodox, but they create some chaos. And when you only need a few rounds, they did in both of these second halves. Broken clock, right on some occasions. That sort of philosophy can get you over the line.
Well, and it helps when you got the individuals who can just pop off. Reminder
Absolutely.
that the only way they broke the momentum from Zero Tenacity in that second half was an insane three-piece put together off of the Deagle by Texley. So,
absolutely.
I mean, it definitely did require some magic, some sparks, some moments of brilliance coming through from individuals on the Rush B side. I'm not sure I'd love to see their train game overall, but shout out to the individual. Shout out to Executor in particular on this map. Zinni as well, always a great space taker. And Texley, top of the board on Nuke, and that magical moment here on train to put them through as our player to watch. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to put ourselves through and off of this broadcast. Thank you for joining us. In North America, we'll be back later tonight. I'll be on that, so be sure to tune in. And we'll see you next time. Adios, everybody.
Peace, peace.
Yeah. La 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 la.